Alright, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and shalom to the hopeful elect brethren out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity, and to the one-third consists of the women and children who listen, alright, and follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Salutations. And this lesson is on what I seen on the internet, more specifically on Google, the Google homepage of this Edomite right here, this image. I downloaded it and, wanted to basically point out how it's subliminally wicked. And I found it was Monday, that was December 11th, Monday, and Monday is supposed to be like the grind day, you gotta go back to work, go back to school, go back to the office, alright, most people. And this guy is named Max Born, okay, an old Edomite, so-called white man, alright, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And just off bat, it just looks satanic, man. Read a little bit of his Wikipedia. This is Max Born. Born December 11th, 1882, was a German physicist and mathematician who was instrumental in the development of quantum mechanics. He also made contributions to solid-state physics and optics, and survived the work of a number of notable physicists in 1920s and 1930s. Born won the 1954 Nobel Prize in Physics for his fundamental research in quantum mechanics, especially in statistical interpretation of the wave function. Clearly a so-called white man. Okay. Devil. It's from Germany. A lot of Edomites just say, their father and their mother is from Germany. Okay. And Germany, let me read a little bit of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So in the First World War, after originally being placed as a radio operator, he was moved to research duties regarding sound ranging due to his specialist knowledge. In 1921, Born returned to Göttingen, arranging another chair for his longtime friend and colleague James Franck. Under Born, Göttingen became one of the world's foremost centers for physics. In 1925, Born and Werner Heisenberg sounds like a so-called Jewish person. Sounds like a Jew rat, gutter rat, Khazar. Formulated the matrix mechanics representative of quantum mechanics. The following year, he formulated the now standard interpretation of the probability density function in the Schrödinger equation. In the First World War, you had, I believe it was the Operation Paperclip, where they took different scientists and Smiths who create the nuclear missiles. The United States brought them over, or the devils over here brought them back to the United States, and it was officially called the Operation Paperclip. I believe so. And this is the book of Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Con. So they work on how to keep you so-called Negroes and Native Americans down. Okay? I know this sounds cliche or whatnot, but they do so. Okay? They've been doing it for a while now. You know, since they've been in power. And it says the power in their hand. You know? They have these different think tanks and these little meetings in the pyramid of the Illuminati, and they devise about iniquity, about how to bring you so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans down, man. That's what they do. It's Operation Paperclip on Wikipedia. It says Operation Paperclip was a secret program of the Joint Intelligence Objective Agency, JIOA, in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians, that sound like Max Born to me, such as Werner von Braun and his V-2 rocket team, were recruited in post-Nazi Germany, taken out to the U.S. for government employment, primarily 1945 and 1959. Many were former members and some were former leaders of the Nazi Party. So I have no doubt in my mind that Mr. Max Born, was had associations with the Nazi Party, man. I bet if you go deeper, he has some ties to it, or definitely it was left-hand energy, being a Luciferian. Okay. And otherwise, why would you put him on the Google homepage theming? You know. It says the primary purpose for Operation Paperclip was U.S. military advantage in the Russo-American Cold War. In the space race, the Soviet Union were more aggressive and forcibly recruiting at gunpoint some 2,000 German scientists with Operation Osoaviakim. I don't know how to pronounce that. During one night, the Joint Chief Staff. Slovakia. It says the Joint Chiefs of Staff established the first secret recruitment program called Operation Overcast on July 20th, 1945, initially to assist in shorting the Japanese War and the aid our post-war military research. The term overcast was their name first given by the German scientists' family members for the housing camp where they were held in Bavaria in the late summer 1945. The JCS established the JIOA, a subcommittee of the Joint Intelligence Community, to directly oversee the Operation Overcast and later Operation Paperclip. So, under President Truman, 1946. All right. So that's what you had. It had a lot of them from Germany come over here. The so-called white man recruited them devils to come over here to use their different, like I said, use their scientists, engineers, and technicians to try to get ahead of the race, man. You know? Let me see. Okay, so yeah, he was this guy, this devil here, I believe. Yeah, it was a little bit before or after after World War One, Slovakia. But yeah, who's to say people like him weren't, any people like him were, uh, people like him were in the Operation Paperclip. So he was in World War One, but the Operation Paperclip was during the Cold War. Okay, who knows? Since he made quantum physics or quantum mechanics, he definitely has some influence on that. All right. And I wanted to focus in too, because if you look at this image, look at him. He has his left hand on his chin, which is goes back to Aleister Crowley, a Satanist, Aleister Crowley, like he's thinking, and you have the this picture is dark, but what he has in his hand is like a pitchfork. Okay, it's like a pitchfork. I'm gonna go back and get the other image, but he has a pitchfork. It's this it's like three prongs on it, like a pitchfork, and the Google in the background with the G and the 0, the OO and the GL, it's all in red and blue in the background, represents duality. Okay, and look at the two things above his head, like the little arrows or whatever. That looks like devil horns. Okay, through the spirit. That's how I look at it. So-called white man thinks he's slick, but he does this subconsciously and subliminally. He's giving himself away as being the devil. And let me see if I can find it. I'm just gonna look up the image of this guy. Let me see the original image where you can see the pitchfork, like it's like a pitchfork in his hand. Let's say Google theme. Oops, sorry. All right. Let me read this while it's loading. This is Hebrews chapter 12, 16. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright." Right. So, and that word profane means outside the temple. He deals with left-handed energy, satanic energy. Okay, that's what he's all about. He's the devil. And he sold his birthright. Okay, for lentils, for a piece of uncooked meat. And see, look at the pitch. It's supposed to be a pin, but why is it in the shape of a pitchfork? Okay, why is it in the shape of a pitchfork? Isn't it synonymous with Satan having a pitchfork, a big red devil with a pitchfork? All right, and look at the O's. Look at the O's after the G in the background. The O's right above the pitchfork is like some hypnosis. Like what people in hypnosis will use. Like a hypnosis trick. That's a so-called white man playing on your mind. Keeping your mind. It's a psychological trick to keep you in a docile state, man. To keep your mind dumbed down. Okay, keep you in a zombified state of living, man. That's his left hand energy tricks that he uses, man. He's the devil. Okay, only a devil would do things like that. All right. You know, this so-called white man has to get put out of power because he's just he's just showing himself. He's revealing himself. You know, we're revealing him through the spirit and power of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. But this, you know, the Esau is really revealing his own self. You know, he's revealing his own self. That's a part of the so-called Illuminati. All right, the New World Order is to humiliate yourself. You know, they do that with a lot of entertainers and whatnot. You know, they humiliate themselves and they reveal themselves in coding. Okay, through movies, through TV shows, commercials, things like this. All right. This is Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob's shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Con. Salakia, I'm gonna start at 8. Salakia. It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? So this guy is considered a wise man to the world, or to the so-called scholars of this nation. He's a wise man, you know. He's invented quantum mechanics. You know, he's studied in probably some top-notch colleges throughout the world. And it says, said the Lord, he even destroy the wise men out of Edom, so-called white people, and understanding out the mount of Esau, and the mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Con. So you should be cut off forever, Esau. You know, you're going to go into slavery. All right? You're going to go into slavery for 1,000 years, man. Then after that 1,000 years, you're going to be rounded up. And this is going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to get rounded up, and you're going to get burnt, man. And you're eradicated. Okay? Because your spirit, your energy, your whole way of life is not needed anymore. All right?